Hi, this is Toby, and today I'll be showing you how to grow Bunya Pines from seed. Now, I know I did a video on this topic before, but I wasn't really satisfied with that video. It was kind of a bit broken up, but this time I'm going to make a better video. But first, let me show you some footage of the place where the trees were. So let's play that footage right now. So I did say I was going to take you guys to where I found the cones. So here we're at this park, and you can see at the side, it's a bunch of Bunya Pines. Now, I don't know if you guys can see, but I can see a lot more cones up there, and hopefully that you guys can see. Again, people mow the grass here, and these trees aren't even that old. If you look at the trunk, I don't know what happened here, but let's go to some other trees. And if you just come down here, there's a broken cone. It's already broken apart, it's rotting. But there they are. I mean, look at that. When trees get taller than this, you literally can't see up the tree and see these cones. But I don't think there's any more falling down. So we're back, and I'll also show you just slight footage of me breaking that cone open after it started to die heat. So now I hope you know where I got this from, and although it is a big cone for a cone, it's kind of small for a Bunya cone. They can usually get a lot bigger, and oh my gosh, look at that. I'll definitely be planting that. Look how big that seed is. Not gonna eat all of them, only the medium-sized ones. So I actually got 6 of these. I'm keeping one for just keeping it as a memory of sorts, if you want to call it that. But this was one from the one I grew from last time. If you remember, I grew some last time. This was one of the seeds, and if you just compare it with the ones now, it's quite big, although it shrank a bit. If I just get the biggest one, look at the size difference. So first, we're gonna have to remove the seeds from the shell. So I'm gonna literally pick up this. I think if I just put my hand here, and if I like to peel them, or yeah, you can peel them, which I find is a lot more better. If you can see there's a little gap there, I put my finger there, and then I pop it like that. The skin comes off, revealing the seed. You can see that's the seed, and you want to get these fresh. I just pull, and this is actually heavy. You could eat this if you want, but I'm not, because we're planting them obviously. Now the slightly smaller one, this could be hollow. There's a great chance that this is hollow, but we're gonna give it a try. You can see this one's a lot smaller, and usually the smaller ones are quite hollow. So if I just peel it open again, pulling it like that, and this seems quite light, so this is probably hollow. So again, we used to put in the water to see if it floats or sinks. So here's another one, the final one of the 4. Let's break it open like that. See, this one came out beautifully. Again, once you're at this stage, put your thumb like that, just do that, come straight out. Beautiful nuts, or seeds I should say. Now going in the water, if I just, you can see it sinks, so these should be viable. This is the cracked one. It doesn't seem to be leaking any water, so it should be fine. And this one's also quite dense. Now you can see this one floats, so we're going to discard this one. You can see it floats, it's not dense, it means it's hollow, and there's probably nothing in it. That was one that I grilled, one around this size where I grilled, nothing inside. Now if you were to cook one of these, there's probably stuff inside, because these are actually big. So we're gonna have 3 seeds to grow. This is not growable, it's empty. So again, you see it floats. So we're gonna soak these for a couple of hours, and we'll come back. So we are back, and I don't know how many hours it's been soaking. I will put a timestamp again at the start of each clip, and I'll include the time as well, not just the date. But we have our Bunya seeds soaked. Again, I discarded the empty ones, and you gotta just make sure your seeds are actually viable and full. Here they are, pretty heavy, just like before. Water's pretty much gotten in. So what I will do is I have these pots with some regular potting mix with a bit of pumice added to it. You can use perlite, you can use sand, as long as the thing you add to the soil is well draining and improves the drainage, it's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'll grab my seed, and this is actually where the shoot will come out. And what I'm going to do is make sure that this part is angled down. So I'm going to grab my seed like that, literally angle it down and push it into the soil like that, leaving just a bit at the top. Same with this. And again, you don't know how long they're gonna germinate, and I'll talk about germination a bit later when I put them in their final position. So first I'm gonna cover the top with a bit of soil, and I'll show you what to do next. So here are the little bunya seeds, and they're in here. I covered them with a bit of soil, and you just want the tops to be exposed. That's good enough. And what I'm going to basically do is leave them here until they germinate. Now they germinate in 2 stages. So the first stage is they actually send the little taproot down deep and transfer all the nutrients in sort of like a cordiciform or like a little tuber, and that stays there until the top part actually germinates. So same with this. Last time that's why I thought it died, because the seed actually just came off because it already sent its taproot down. So I thought that the plant died, but it didn't. So it'll send that taproot down. Sometimes when you lift the seed, it could be empty, and you might be wondering, I didn't see anything germinate, the seed's empty, something probably got into it and it's dead. But don't think that way. Keep it, because they will stay in the soil for, you don't even know how many months. It could take up to a year before they actually come out of the soil. But to guarantee that your seed is germinating, you have to use good seeds and collecting them fresh, or you can buy them online. Again, don't collect from botanical gardens or national parks where these trees are probably protected. But if they're on the side of the road, or like you see a cone near a park where no one really cares, I don't think people really care about it. Plus, you probably won't ever encounter a cone because they probably get removed before they even grow. But if you do plant them, make sure you give them kind of a deep pot. So I wouldn't suggest a seed tray or anything, but this is good. And in around, I don't know how long, it could be up to a year, you might get a plant like this. And once something happens with these, I'll give you another update. So here's the update of the bunya seeds. And after around a week of rain, remember that rainy period we had, all the floods and all that, it's the end of it. You can see how the soil got washed away, but we can see the bunya cone the seed has obviously germinated, split. You can see the shoot going into the soil. So now that is planting the taproot inside, we're gonna have to just know it's alive, but you don't know how long it's gonna take before the actual shoot comes out. So that shows it's alive. You can see, if I just gently uncover it, I don't know how deep it's gone into, might have just burst through, but that shows it's alive. I have to replace some more soil. I gently tug on these, they have resistance, so they're all gone into the soil. So now it's just a matter of waiting, you don't know how long, until the shoot actually comes out. So yeah, so just lift the pot up. You can see there's a root going through the pot, so that shows the plant is alive. Again, I don't want this to get too big. If I keep on leaving it like that, it may get into the ground. So I'm just gonna lift these up, check. I think this one, yep, this one, you can see the big fat tuber root has kind of gone through the bottom of the pot, which I was not expecting. So we might have to deal with that. So with the situation like this, it's not much you can really do without cutting the pot open. So we're gonna just cut the pot open around the roots carefully. I'll see if I can extract it. So we've extracted the plant mainly intact. We lost some of the radial roots from here during the cutting process, but that's fine. You can see there's still another fine root down there. Now let me briefly explain how the germination process works. So the cone sends out, or the seed actually sends out this sort of taproot down, which you can see here. You can see the seed splits and it sends a shoot down. Now initially, before I plant, the shoot would have been intact like that. So it would have been something shaped like that. Now this part detaches from that, and if we look carefully, this is where the future shoot will come out. So this will eventually become part of the plant. So this is actually the root system of the new tree, which is why I said that these can go very deep and if you do have enough space for it, do plant it in the ground straight away. Let these go as deep as possible, and they'll stay protected underground until this top, which you can see the shoot, comes up. So here it is in the pot. I sprinkled some perlite in the soil, and we're just gonna continue to bury this until the pot is around there. So that's safely underground, and we're gonna wait until spring, and this will definitely germinate unless it gets damaged. You can see the tip is very, very healthy. That red thing, that is the future shoot. So yeah, we're gonna continue burying it, and I'll show you the end result. So here it is in that pot. Now again, with this one, I think it was this one, I broke the root at the bottom just so it wouldn't go any deeper and it wouldn't end up like what happened to that plant, so that it will start swelling a lot higher up. So it's almost spring. It's a very windy day today, but the bunya that we put in this pot, if you remember, we took it out because the bottom was going into the ground, has actually come out. You can see they will wait till when the time is right. That's the shoot right there, so that's really good. This is my other one looks like. It's a bit bronze because of winter of it being a bit cold, so it did bronze up a bit, but when it really begins to warm up, I know it will green up again, especially the new shoots when it starts growing. Another update, I put the slug pellets on. You can see the dead slug over there. They've been trying to come and eat this, that's why I put the slug pellets on. I don't want this little tip getting nipped off and then the entire plant dying. So that's what it looks like. The bigger one that I grew last time, you can see it's still a bit bronze because the nights are still quite cold, so I want this, when it warms up, I'll probably give it a repot because it's getting really shallow and it's losing a lot of soil down the bottom. So today I just repotted this bunya. I'll take some photos, or I actually took some photos and I'll put them on screen now. You see the leaves have greened up, but I found another one of these roots at the bottom, so probably another seed germinated, but it hasn't come out. It looks dead though. The color of it doesn't look alive. It's not soft, it's still hard. The bud does not seem to be green at all. It looks like it broke off or something, but I'm gonna plant this anyways. There's still a chance that it could come up. You never know. Don't waste it. So I'm gonna plant it and we'll see what happens. If anything comes up with this, we'll be lucky. So another update. This one's starting to come out. The seed's kind of blocking it, so I guess we're just gonna remove the seed. We're gonna just gently tug and pull away. You can see the seed just comes out like that. That's the tube. And this was kind of stuck under the seed, which is why it didn't come out. Now it should be better. This seed has nothing to do with it. Now it's starting to come out, so that looks really healthy. When they do come out, the color is slightly bit weird. It does look like it's dead when it comes out, the color. If we come back to the main shoot, it's still growing. It grows really slowly and the color looks like it's being dried up or something. That's very normal. So another update, you can see this one's starting to come out now after I removed the shell. The shell of this just fell off, but nothing's come out yet. This one, you can see it's still growing. It's starting to turn green now, so even if they do come up red, that's normal. When they start developing, it'll turn green, and you can see it's getting the needles now. So here's another bunya update. That one still hasn't come out. This one is growing a bit slanted because I think the acacia was covering it. I just pruned it, but there was a branch that came over here and it was covering it, so I think that's why it grew sideways. Now that it's pruned, I think it will start to slowly stand back up. This one's doing really well. You can see the lateral shoots are already coming out like that. And my old one, the new growth for this season has already started to come out. That's the new growth. It's light colored needles. So that's really good. So here's a final update of the bunyas that we grew this season. This was the one that we had to surgically remove from that pot. It's doing really well. You can see the new growth is really good. The main shoot is also doing really well. There's more lateral branches coming out. The other one that came out is here. It's also starting to grow lateral branches. I don't know what happened with the other one. There could be a chance that it died in the pot over winter, because it was quite cold this winter. I think the lowest it had was around 1 degree Celsius, so there could be a possibility that that died, but that's all right. We have these two. I still have my one from last time. and that's doing really well because I did give it a root pruning. It didn't have too much growth. That's all the growth it had so far, but it will recover. And the one that we found in the old pot, the one that I put in there, still hasn't grown, so probably that's dead. But these are all we have. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and it is cone season now, and the cones will start to drop. But please collect them not from national parks, because I think they are protected. But if you do find some seeds on the side of a road where the cones were meant to be removed from the tree, I don't think that's too much damage being done. Again, they usually remove the cones from the trees because it is a safety hazard when they're very large and they could drop from very, very tall trees. So again, if you want to see where I got those cones from, you can look at the start of the video. But if you want to stay at the end of the video, I can show you some pictures of cones. Just look at the top of the trees and see if you can spot any cones in those pictures. So I think that's it for this video. So thanks for watching this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and if you have any questions, comment them in the comment sections below and I'll try to answer them. But thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.